in these other sports like wrestling and boxing and just like jiu-jitsu, the four pillars of MMA, those martial arts, the reason they're so good is because they show true like usage, right? They have they have like the least amount of limitations. Boxing has a huge limitation in that it's only your hands, but because of that, it's the most expertise and the best in hands. Would you classify Jake Paul as a boxer? Absolutely, yeah, he's good. Jake Paul's actually good at boxing. He's actually good. He's no Canelo Alvarez, but he's good. He's a legitimate boxer, and he's like one of the best um, things that like showed that he was actually pretty good was on Nate Robinson. He put a step back too, which is really hard to do. Like, because you have to have someone walking in, but also Nate Robinson wasn't a good boxer. He was terrible, and that shows the example of someone who barely sparred, didn't do anything in the ring, barely trained, and that's kind of a thing too. And I think Jake Paul is a genuine boxer. He's someone who actually trains, actually spars. Like Jake Paul's probably a better boxer than I'm a boxer, and like I've been training for about 2 years, but Jake Paul's probably put in way more time in the ring than I have. But like people who are normies, not that you guys are normies, but maybe if you don't train in a boxing gym every day, and you don't train in a boxing gym or an MMA gym or these gyms that like really are like serious gyms and they're actually good, you don't see people in that way. You don't see people in like, oh wow, he just did this. That represents a good person. You know, like, or that represents skill and these different things. I'm more of a kickboxer, but I do box a lot as well. Or how about this? Let's explain it like this way. So, my level of kickboxing and my level of boxing and then wrestling and jiu-jitsu, right? Um, my highest level is probably in kickboxing. Like the skill gap between me and like a regular person in my kickboxing is like exponentially really high. But my boxing level compared to normal people is it's higher, but it's not like exponentially like insane high. So like example, one of my cousin ironic, my cousin Danny, he does taekwondo, but I would absolutely wipe his ass on the floor, dude. Most of the people Jake Paul fought were not even in shape. You know who you're saying? You know what you're saying from that perspective, Danny? Is that you're saying that from the perspective of someone who hasn't done boxing. You do a fake martial art. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm being mean. But here's the thing. Watching Jake Paul's fight, who else has he fought? I'm trying to think of the fights that Jake Paul has fought. I didn't watch his recent one. Oh, the fight with Tyron Woodley. That showed example. That was a good example. Well, the issue with Tyron Woodley is because of MMA and the smaller gloves. I don't know if you guys have heard this explanation, but the thing in MMA is that it's, especially in a welterweight class where a lot of these guys have one punch power, you can only throw one punch and you got to get out of there. So you punch, you get out of there, you wait, right? But a real boxer, they got big gloves on. They know how to, they punch and then boom, 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 combo, exit out. And that was the reason why Tyron Woodley lost to Jake Paul. And then, but you can. That's a great example. Is Tyron Woodley is a true experienced veteran of MMA and martial arts, and he got his ass beat by Jake Paul. And Jake Paul, I mean, to his credit, but also like we don't know if this is true or not, said that he was having he said his legs felt weak in the fight with Tyron Woodley, which is like a thing that happens. And I kind of believe it, but it could also just be a thing of like, nah, it is actually cooler because I didn't feel as good. Tyron Woodley fight had your heart racing. It was good. I didn't watch it live. I watched like highlights afterwards. I remember waking up and being like, I wonder how that fight turned out. And I looked at it and was like, Lamau, he lost. I was actually more of like, oh wait, like I was like, what the fuck? How did he lose? And then that was like the moment where I was like, I mean, I had already like kind of respected Jake Paul. I was like, he's a good boxer. But like when he beat Tyron Woodley, I was like, damn, bro's a boxer. Like he's about it. He's working.